Yeah, so it was very different from what I'm used to, both from the teaching style of the professor as well as just the way the classes were laid out. I'm used to having classes with about 300 students in the lecture halls for like the whole semester. No graded homework, no, I mean, the teacher doesn't know who we are. We don't have participation points. We don't have even have like attendance points at all. So it's just we're very free to do what we want during the semester, and then we have one exam at the very end, and that's the entirety of our grade. So it was very, very different for me at NTU because I mean, I had the freedom to be able to choose classes that had like weekly quizzes or like monthly papers to write and hand in, and they all counted towards my final grade, and we were all encouraged to participate. And the teachers actually, I mean, this is the first time in all of my university years that my teachers knew my name or they knew who I was. And I really enjoyed being able to participate in class, and I enjoyed the fact that the students were all encouraged to share their opinions because it just made the classes more interesting to me. So
what I like about teaching style in NTU is that the professors, the lecturers, they want the students to participate. So it's not only a one-way teaching style, but more of a two-way responsive learning style. So I really like doing that. So, and also in most of my classes, we have case studies. So usually we learn a few of the theories, but then we will try to apply it to the case study. And then we try to practice to put the theories we learn in the class into a more of a practical style, or to train our mindset like that. So I think that's a fun type I like. And also a lot of my classes are actually being provided in like case study or like discussion meeting style classroom. So it's not the typical whiteboard and also tables, but it's more of a U-shaped meeting room. So everyone can actually look at each other and also ask questions and all that. So that's one of my favorite stuffs about the learning style in here.
What I like the most at NTU is that the teachers are really passionate about their work. So it's really interesting to attend class in person and be able to participate, to learn even more and really benefit from the knowledge of the teachers.
Before pandemic alert 3, actually I went to the class just like usual. Like masks are optional and social distancing is just a suggestion. And discussion and group projects all works like normal. But ever since like the level 3, all classes changed to online meetings or online videos, and all group projects are cancelled. So we have a lot of individual projects. So some exam questions are also much harder than usual. So yeah, I think there's a lot of plus and minus parts.
I remember at the beginning of the semester, the cases were very low, so it was just like recommended to wear masks in classes. And then as the situation became worse, it was like I think there was a week or 2 weeks where we still had classes in person, but we all had to wear a mask. It was mandatory before classes went online. And it was a bit uncomfortable, but I liked having classes in person. And I don't think it really it didn't have a very big impact on how I personally enjoyed the courses. I still enjoyed them a lot better than when they were online.
Okay, so before the pandemic, all of the classes are conducted offline or in class, because for classes that have a lot of students, we do a 1 meter to 1.5 meter social distancing, and then we wear masks. But then for classes that have less students, we usually do classes normally, and sometimes we don't even wear masks because it's pretty far apart. And that's before the Alert 3. And after the Alert 3, we moved to a full online. We used the Cisco WebEx system. Honestly, it's way better than what I expected, because there are a lot of features that can allow students to actually ask questions actively through chat or raise hand. So it's not really a big deal for me. Of course, I can't really talk to the friends during the break, chat with them. But in terms of class participation, discussion, it still was fine during the alert period. Yeah.
So during the first part of the semester, we were in person, so we needed to wear mask and keep social distance. But then the pandemic get a little bit worse in Taiwan, so we switched to online courses mode, which was really greatly handled by NTU. So it was still convenient to attend class and still be able to participate with the classmates.
I really love the Palm Boulevard and the courses flexibility, and we have seminars each week. And last but not least, the NTU library. They're like very beautiful and also very good for learning.
There are so much things that I love about NTU, but I think the 3 things that I love the most is that the campus is really huge and there are lots of trees and plants, so it's really nice to walk in the campus. And the second thing is that there are really lots of small places where you can grab delicious Taiwanese food. And lastly, I think that one thing that is really cute is that you can meet some cute squirrels when you're on your way to the classroom. So that's really great.
Well, for many reasons. First of all, I wanted to improve my Chinese, so I thought that this was a great opportunity to do so because I was able to take my normal courses for my degree in English, and I also could take Chinese classes at the same university, at NTU as well. So it was great, and to be exposed to the language in Taiwan, obviously it's a huge advantage when you want to learn a language.
Yeah.
I'm half Taiwanese. My mom is from Taiwan, so I wanted to see how it feels to live in Taiwan, and also I wanted to travel to the neighbor countries and travel inside Taiwan. And I heard some good things about the academic in NTU.
First of all, I chose Taiwan because my mom is Taiwanese, so it was a way to improve my Chinese skills. And I especially chose NTU because they offer a really wide range of courses choice. So it's really interesting to have the courses of NTU and have more experience.
So my bachelor degree is actually from mechanical engineering, but after interning as an engineer for around 8 months, I realized that engineering is not really my passion, and I have talents and interests more towards business and finance related. And at the time, I decided to get an MBA degree to fulfill that dream or that passion. And then I looked a few schools in Taiwan. And then I realized that NTU has the best resource at the time, and even until now, I think. It's historically proven as one of the best management schools in Taiwan. And then they also have strong alumni. There are a lot of big companies, CEOs that are actually from NTU, so there's a good industrial connection there. And then I also checked that like NTU CoM, they have a lot of resources from the finance department, business, BA, IB, and then information management. And for someone like me, I'm interested in finance, so I can at the same time take classes from the BA department, but also at the same time I can get professional learning from the finance department because there's the department that provides that. And also, last but not least, I'll say that because NTU CoM has a good historical record. They also have a lot of students from abroad, from famous universities, people from other countries, or even visiting professors from famous universities. So I get to enjoy that in NTU. That's why I decided to choose NTU.
Actually, I was not really interested because it was mostly Chinese based. Because I'm from Indonesia and we rarely speak using Chinese. But I saw the diverse courses in NTU, and I see a lot of options in their liberal courses, and also the department's electives are all very interesting. So that's like the factors that move me the most.
In the first half of my exchange program, I went to Jiufen and Kaohsiung and Kenting. And I mean, they were all really beautiful. I would recommend these trips for any exchange student who gets the opportunity to visit Taiwan. But I mean, something that really impressed me about Taiwan in general was the transportation system. So the trains were very efficient. They were always on time. It was very clean. The metro inside Taipei, the MRT, was also always very efficient, very clean, very fast. I mean, this was really great. and yeah, it was the trains to get from the north of Taiwan to the south, the high-speed railways were very fast, so it was very convenient for us.
In Taiwan, the best trip is to rent a car, and then you drive, of course, with a driver's license. Don't drive without one. You drive to a place in Taichung. It's called Hehuanshan and Tingjing Farm. It's a very nice place. Along the way, you can also enjoy the view in the highway and also in the mountain road. And then by the time you get there, it's a very beautiful place. You can get either a Japanese style or a European style hotel there near the mountains. It's very, very nice. And then nearby, there's this place that sell, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a chicken. I think it's clay pot chicken or something like that. It's very good. That's one of my favorite food in Taiwan. And also the lu rou fan, the pork braised rice. You just cannot miss that. And you imagine eating that in the cold weather, plus a bottle of wine. That's perfect right there.
I like green islands, Ludor, because it's very beautiful, and I really like the scuba diving. Diving in green islands.
I would say that I would recommend to spend some days to visit Kaohsiung in the south, and then go straight to even more in the south in Kenting to see the beauty of Taiwan shores and landscapes. And during the spring break, there's also a festival there, so it's really nice to enjoy Kenting.
I think the pork braised rice is my most favorite because I can't really stomach too heavy outdoor food. But the pork braised rice is very heavenly, especially if I put eggs on top. Yeah. I think there are three things that is so Taiwanese. First is they really like queuing. Like if I saw a lot of people queuing, well, I know that place is very delicious. And sometimes I also saw my friend queuing for such a long queue. And then one time I asked them, why do you queue so much? And do you know what you are queuing for? And then they said that, I don't know, I just like queuing to see the fun. And then, okay, I was just a little bit shocked. Yeah. And the second one is the garbage truck. When I first heard the garbage truck music, I thought it was an ice cream truck, and then I was so excited. And then I went out. I already bring my money, but then it was actually a garbage truck. So I was super shocked because they use classical music here. And the last is receipt lottery is another source of income here in Taiwan. So every 2 months, the tax department will release a set of numbers, and then we can exchange it for cash. So although the chances are low, but I think it's a very interesting point of Taiwan.
I think what surprised me in a good way the most was the people in Taiwan, just in general. The students at NTU, the professors, but also just everyone I met in Taiwan, honestly. They were all really nice, really welcoming. And the city in general, I mean, Taipei is a big city, but I felt very, very safe. And I just had the feeling that Taiwanese people are, the ones that I met anyway, were really well-intentioned and good-hearted. And it was really an incredible experience to have.
there are actually a lot of interesting stuff that happened to me, but I'll say one of the most amazing is that the people is so nice in here. People are just so friendly to me. It's a very, very safe country, and then people are willing to help you. Like if I need something or I have some difficulties, I can just ask someone, and they're very nice. I don't think you can do that in other countries. And also, I realized that in Taiwan, you can leave your phone and wallet in public place, and it will still be there. I think that's one of the interesting things in Taiwan. People are just so nice.